Hi there, my name is Marky Sparky and today I'm going to show you how you can transform your early game mineshaft from this to this. If you like this video, if this video helps you out in any way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, the idea for this video was suggested to me by one of my Discord members. So if you have any idea on what you want me to do or to show you, just simply join my Discord. It is 100% free. Before we start, I want to point out that this tutorial is for early game, which means we don't have any fancy tools or any fancy resources at hand at this point. So I'm going to focus on everything that you can find around here, on everything you can make from oak wood. You can obviously exchange that later for anything you like, and yeah, the stone varieties that you find while mining anyway. So let's recreate what we have right here on this cliff face, I would say. Okay, now we have the early game mineshaft as you would do it, or as I would do it. If you do this any different, I am sure you can apply what I'm going to tell you to your mineshaft as well. The first thing you want to do is make this one wider, because I mean, you will need the resources in early game anyway, so let's do that real quick. Okay, so this is where we are now, and if you're doing this in survival, you have gathered a lot of cobblestone and some andesite here as well, which is nice. We are going to use those materials in a second. So my aim is to make this natural looking and real looking. If you are one of those types who want to have like a real crazy fantasy style or unrealistic build, this tutorial is not for you. But if you are not, you can follow me along. So what we want to have is some oak wood. You will find this in an abundance around anyway. And we want to create this first structure here, which will mark the entrance of the mine. If you don't like these shapes, feel free to just play around with them. You can do anything in this game, as you already know. Okay, so what I want to have here is like this beam being a supportive beam, and I will have that in the whole mine throughout until we get to the point down there. And to make it look like it is actually supporting something, we will have a bit of the dirt up there. Let's swap that out. So it looks like it is actually holding up something here. And we can make that look even more fancy by adding a few more oak structures to it. Okay, so what I like to do is use these fence gates here, because that looks like it is supporting the beam, and I really like that. And also some oak buttons, just to give it more structure. Just like that. Okay, so what we are going to do is copy that frame here within the mineshaft itself to have like these support beams that hold up the whole mineshaft. So let's say every 3 or 4 blocks down we will create these frames, which gives it the feeling that, yeah, the mineshaft itself is held up by these support beams, by these wooden support beams. Okay, that looks better already. What is really important is that you make sure that these wooden structures are flush with the floor here, because then this simply looks a bit more stable, in my opinion. So we are going to do that with every single log that we put in here. Okay, so what you can do if you like is mix that up a bit with some stripped oak log. I mean, you just do that with an axe when you're in survival. Don't put too much in though, because that can get a bit busy then. Also, trapdoor magic. Okay, now let's do something about the stone in here. So first of all, it is not nice to walk like that up and down a mineshaft. So the first thing we are going to do is integrate some stairs here, and what we want to have there is lower this middle path one down and replace all these blocks with stair blocks. And you have been mining here for a while, so the resource that you got the most of is cobblestone now, and we are going to use cobblestone stairs because, as I said, early game. Also, it does fit into a mineshaft. And it is really important to have the stairs one below or flush with this level here. If it sticks out on top, it really looks messy. Okay, next thing we want to do is replace all the non-fitting blocks within here with either cobblestone or actually with andesite, because you might have gotten a lot of that while mining in here as well. So let's have some andesite and andesite slabs. Also andesite stairs is not too bad of an idea. And the same thing with cobblestone. Okay, what you want to do here is get rid of the dirt up there and get rid of everything that does not fit, like the ores or diorite, and replace that with, yeah, cobblestone or andesite, because that looks way better. Oh yeah, and also get rid of the granite. Forgot to say that. And if you mix in a few of these stair blocks and slabs, this looks way more natural already, which is very, very nice. What I don't like here is this, so let's replace that with some andesite as well. Way better. Also, it is very important if you do that, if you replace whatever stone type with another stone type, it is very important to make that in bigger patches, because I mean you would have these stones in bigger veins in there anyway, and this looks way more natural. So here I have done the cobblestone and I made sure that I replaced like 4, 5 to 6 blocks connected to each other with cobblestone. Same thing here with andesite. Let's do that throughout the whole mineshaft. Here we already have a bit of andesite. We can do more to that if we want to. Have something like that. There, do that. Looks better already. Let's change that block. Perfect. This is something nice that you can do. If you want to give the whole thing more depth, is continue the wood into the wall and then have something like that here, like a stair. And then you can see that the wood is actually going into the wall and supports therefore the ceiling better. That gives it way more depth and it looks way better immediately. That looks better already. Now we want to get some lighting in here. I mean, in the beginning you most probably don't have any iron yet, or not enough to make fancy lanterns and stuff, which obviously look nice in a setting like that. And if you have that, feel free to put them in here. But what I'm going to do here is, work with torches, because you will have that in the beginning, and work with oak trapdoors to hide the torches away. Up here we don't need any because we have the daylight, but as soon as you get to the first row here, we will exchange these blocks here for a torch and a trapdoor in front. Make sure to use the center one because that looks better. Now we got the lighting in without having torches on the walls. If you like the torches, you can always obviously stick to those. but I like to hide my lighting away if possible. Okay, as for the interior, we are actually done. We have exchanged all the non-fitting stone blocks with cobblestone or andesite. We have done a stairway and we have added hidden lighting and wooden support beams for the mineshaft. Now we can make the entrance up here look a bit better. First of all, having dirt walls like that isn't very nice, so we are going to exchange that for some... That looks weird, let's not do that. Perfect. For some stone, because that makes sense that you have a stone face here where the wall is anyway. And we are going to extend that on the floor as well. And same thing applies here as well. What you have is what you use. We have cobblestone, we have andesite from the mineshaft. Maybe we also have gravel. Let's include gravel. If you don't have that, just simply don't use it. But if you have these 3 blocks, you can create a nice pathway leading away from your mineshaft to wherever your house is, or your first settlement, or where you live. Now that looks better already. We can also add some stone buttons here, I'm sure you have seen that already in a lot of other videos and other Minecrafters, as stones on the floor. That just gives it a bit more structure and makes the whole thing look more interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We have successfully transformed a very basic beginner's early game mineshaft that looks like this to something that looks a bit nicer and that you might want to have and keep in your early game base in Minecraft. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. This is actually the first one of its kind on my channel, so if you have any suggestions and ideas on how I can improve these kinds of videos, just leave them down in the comments, or as I said in the beginning, join my Discord and leave your ideas there for me to see. Again, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.